A bipartisan group of senators just announced plans to make it harder to overturn an election by modernizing the 1887 Electoral Count Act. This is the first and most significant legislative response to what happened on Capitol Hill on January 6th. First, the Electoral Count Act of 1887 is the law that governs how Congress certifies the election. I know this is going way back, but I actually told you all about how that law works in this two-part series I posted way back, December 12th of 2020. I will pin both of these videos to my page so you can go back and rewatch them if you want. So what are these changes being suggested today? Well, it's actually two separate pieces of legislation. One is the Presidential Transition Improvement Act, which would provide clear guidelines for the transfer of power between Election Day and inauguration and gives guidance on what should happen if neither candidate concedes. The other is the Electoral Count Reform Act, which does a few things, including firmly clarifies the vice president's role in certifying the election on January 6th is purely ceremonial. He or she has absolutely no power to reject or replace slates of electors. It also says, under no circumstances will Congress accept slates of electors unless they come directly from the governor. No alternate slates of electors will be allowed. It strikes a provision of an archaic 1845 law that could be used by state legislatures to override the popular vote in their state by declaring a failed election. And it would raise the bar for members of Congress to formally object to a state's slate of electors. Instead of only needing one congressperson and one senator to formally team up to object to a slate of electors, as it is now, this change would require 1/5 of the members in the House and 1/5 of the members in the Senate on board to officially object to a state's slate of electors. 9 Republican senators and 7 Democrat senators have actually been working on this deal for a while, which is a pretty good sign that it may have a chance of passing. But this thing is far from being over. This bill must pass out of committee. If it does, then it goes to a full Senate floor vote, which, as you know, needs 60 votes to pass. And if it passes the Senate, then it has to go to the House for another vote.